When I was 5 years old, I got my first contact with a computer, with internet, and things like such. This was maybe a mistake of my father, and I'll explain you why. When I got this computer, it was in a state that's called deep freeze. So, like deep freeze is a state of a computer that it can't really hold any data that it's acquired. So, anytime I turn on the computer, I download some game, I download something, uh, this thing would be erased the next time that I powered up the computer again. This meant that I couldn't really get any progress in like games like Minecraft that were installed in the computer pre-deep freeze. This means Minecraft was always installed in the computer. I couldn't really not even change the version of the game. Like it was Minecraft 1.5.2 and I couldn't really update it because anytime I would update it, it would come back to 1.5.2 the next time that I turned on the computer. But my father did this because he was afraid that I would install any viruses in the computer. Because of this deep freeze condition, I would like non-stop play games so I could get the maximum progress possible on it. This means like that I would start like from 6 a.m., turn on the computer and go all the way through 2 a.m. of the next day. So I could get at least some progress in the game before I turned off the computer and started all over again. So this made me slowly go to online games since I've discovered, I guess, Dragon City? Yeah, Dragon City. I've discovered Dragon City and was spending hours and hours on it because of this deep freeze thing, since it was like an online game, so you can save it on the server, not on your computer. You can save your progress. It was kind of fun because of this. Then I proceeded to games such as Roblox, and this was kind of the start of a new era, right? Because I would play any game that I wanted. Not any game that I wanted, right? But for me in my child mind, I could I thought I could play anything because Roblox has so many games and so many different things. And then I started playing Lumber Tycoon 2. Yeah, I guess it was this place. Lumber Tycoon 2. It was a game that you like cut down trees, then you sell the trees, then you get better access, like access that you can use to chop down trees, and then you use them to cut better trees that are more expensive so you can buy more expensive access, and then you repeat this. It was kind of a lame game, right? Because it's just a farming game where you slowly get progression and you kind of feel good for this progression. And that was a real danger that I was passing to. Because this type of progression stole my sense of progression in real life. So in my mind, subconscious mind, I just thought, if I can make progress on the video game, why the hell should I make anything else? Because I already get the validation that I need, I already get the gratification that I need from this video game, right? Then I started some other games and I played also League of Legends. Like at 11 years old, I started playing League of Legends and I got completely addicted to it. Until this day, I have a very addicted personality towards games. I'm not that guy that can play 1 hour a day. If I start playing games, I might play for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. And it is kind of problematic, right? Because since I have this addictive personality, I can't really stay with games. Zero games whatsoever. And chances are that you also have this addiction to video games at your life because every single young man needs a sense of progression, needs a sense of leveling up on something. And in video games, this is such like an easy thing to do, and it gives you the gratification that you would need years to have in real life. Like, think, for you to get it at a max level in some games, you in some very long games you need like 150 hours in the game, right? In some very long games. When you have 150 hours of going to the gym in real life, you won't get to the maximum point. You won't get even half of it. So going to the gym for 150 hours, it's painful, it's hard, it's even expensive, right? Because some gym memberships are expensive. And it is such a weird comparison, comparing gym to going to games, but it is kind of the same thing. Like, think about it. If you play an RPG game where you level up, where you like get levels at certain abilities, certain skills, it's basically real life, but in a game. Think about it. If you play like Genshin Impact, you can have cooking levels. You can have levels of strength, levels of speed. I don't know if this is in the game, but I think cooking is. But anyways, in any RPG game, you can do this, right? You can have levels about everything that your character have. This means also that you can live a life in the game, that you can progress your strength in the game instead of progressing in real life. Instead of going to the gym, you just put a few points in strength. Instead of going out for a run, you just put a few points on stamina. Instead of going out for a sprint, you just put a few points on speed. Instead of cooking for yourself and learning how to cook, you just learn how to cook in the game and get cooking levels for your food to get better in the game. And look, these type of games are completely addictive because of this sense of progression. Having a sense of progression is absolutely necessary in every young man's lives. It means that if you're a young man and you've played video games in your life, you're probably already addicted to it. And if you're playing right now and you're not addicted, you'll get addicted. And if you don't play video games at all, whenever you play, you're probably getting addicted. This this is because every single young man needs a sense of progress in their lives. But in the game, one of the easiest things is finding where you need to have progress towards you. This means that like if you start playing League of Legends and you start playing ranked games, you aim for a challenger, you aim for diamond, you aim for a certain elo of a game. And this is not really a true progression, right? Because once you step out of the game, once you go to real life situations, your elo doesn't mean fucking anything. Unless you're a pro player, but come on. Come on, you're not even Korean. You can't be a pro player in this game. Like if you try to if you try to be a pro player in a game, you need to evaluate for yourself. Do you have any chances of being a pro player? Like being a pro esports player, it's actually a somewhat respectable career, right? You can gain a lot of money for it. You can like go to a tournament and compete for $1 million for it. But what if you become a pro player? What does it take from you? What time does it take from you? And also, can you do this? Because if you like step into a game, it is like an interval of 5 to 6 weeks for you to know if you're really able to become a pro player on it. If you step onto League of Legends and play rankeds for 6 weeks and you're still on gold 3 elo, you're not able to become a pro player at all. You can't be doing this. You can't be wasting your time doing this. It's just like kind of a coping situation where you're coping for yourself saying, oh, I want to be a pro player, I want to be a pro player, but really you're just sustaining your addicted. Like a kind of a cope for yourself that you're saying to yourself, oh, I want to be a pro player, oh, I want to play on this pro league. Uh, but really you're just sustaining your addiction to the game. You're just saying this to yourself so you can feel, so you can be addicted. You're just saying this to yourself so you can be addicted to the game and still manage to save your mind, like your subconscious mind saying that you're doing something good with your life. This is if you feel any guilt playing video games instead of wasting your time with something good, right? Because like 60% of gamers don't even feel guilty after playing for 10 hours straight. And this is a completely different situation. If you don't feel guilty after playing for 10 hours straight, you need to rethink a lot of things about your life. Because as Marcus Aurelius said, the value of a man is just as high as his ambitions. Because in this world, if you have no ambitions as a man, you have no value for any girl, you have no value for your parents, you have no value for anyone whatsoever. Maybe to your parents, actually. Because parents tend to take care of us anyways, right? If you're being ambitious or not. They can be, however, very disappointed at you as a young man if you have no ambition whatsoever. If you don't want just the love of your parents in your life, if you want to achieve something, you need to build somewhat of an ambition. And this is why I probably want you to quit video games. Because think about it. The sense of progression in the video game is just taking time from you that you could put in a sense of progression in real life. Like, think about it. Most people today, when they go to read something, they read a sentence, and when they finish reading it, they just forgot it. This is another problem. This is with attention span, right? But if you try and if you're one of these people and you try and go reading, every time you read, every time you try to do this as hard as you can, you will get better at reading and you'll get more information and value from books. However, you'll never do this if you're just wasting your time reading books on a game to level up your arcane levels of a game. If you're just like mindlessly reading every single patch note from League of Legends, trying to find your character, you're just wasting your time. You're just like mindlessly reading League patch notes, trying to find your main character there and see if it has gotten a buff or a nerf or everything like that. Every single time you put effort into things like this, you could be putting effort in much more valuable things. And you can't really say that you don't have time to do these things, because if you pick up your screen time from your cell phone, if you pick up your gaming time from like your League of Legends account, from your CSGO account, from your Steam account, you'll see that you've wasted a whole lot of time on this. You see that you've wasted a whole lot of time on gaming and you haven't done anything with this time. If you like pick up all the time that you had gaming and put it into going to the gym, for example, if you got to the gym like for 500 hours, your physique would be really different from what it is today, right? If you put up training for 500 hours on a sport that you like, you could even be famous at this sport locally. And 500 hours of gaming is a very, very conservative expectative. Because most people have at least 2,000 hours of gaming. Most people that play games have at least 2,000 hours of gaming. And I think I myself have much more. And you probably heard of that thing that If you have 10,000 hours of something, you can be a world master about this. If you have 10,000 hours of playing an instrument, you're probably going to world-class concerts about that instrument. It's like the highest level possible you can do on something. It's the mastery, it's the highest mastery level you can be on something. And think about this. If you just put it up all the time that you had gaming into developing a huge skill for your life, a huge thing for your craft, for your main mission for your life, you could actually be a master on something, be a nationally renowned master of something. So video games do have this problem with stealing your progression sense, but it does have another problem from young men specifically, the brotherhood thing. It's kind of sad actually, because you can make a lot of friends gaming. You can have a lot of gaming friends. You can have a duo on League of Legends. You can have a squad, a full squad on, I don't know, Fortnite. You can have these people in your lives and just be so attached to them, right? You can talk to them every single day for hours and hours a day while you're playing. And this is kind of sad because you're not really friends with them, you're friends with the game, and the game is friends with them. Like, actually, 95% of the people that you game with, if you stop gaming right now with them, if you just don't play games at all, they will probably send some messages like saying, "Oh, why did you enter? Why didn't you enter today? Why didn't you hop in today?" And if you ignore them, if you ignore every single message that is about the game, you're probably not getting any messages from them whatsoever. And if you actually don't ignore it, and if you answer to them, "Oh, I just don't want to play games anymore. I think it's taking too much time in my life. I think I could dedicate this time to a better thing for me. I think I could dedicate this time towards, I don't know, a YouTube channel." They'll probably just say, "Oh, okay, nice, good for you, man." If they're good friends, okay. If they're not good friends, they'll mock you for this. But anyways, if they're good friends, they'll probably say this, and you're never talking to them again. Yeah, just because you don't play the game, you lost all your friends. This is a sense of false brotherhood, where you can build a true brotherhood. I know I talked a lot about the gym in this video, but it's very important. You can build a true brotherhood in the gym. Like, you know someone, you end up meeting someone at the gym, some guy at the gym that is just as strong as you, and maybe you just say hi and you start training together after some weeks of friendship. This will be much more of a brotherhood than playing video games with some random guys. This could be like a huge relationship for your whole life. Like, think about it. You could even like bring this friend with you for your whole life if you're trained in the gym in the whole life. And they're probably not leaving you if you're just leaving the gym. They'll probably like still be talking to you. You can still arrange meetings. You can still go to a restaurant together to, I don't know, have some fun. You can still go to the mall together. You can't do this with friend gaming. You can still hop in calls with them, but they'll probably just play games as you speak with them. They will not really listen to you while you're all talking to them, because they're playing the game that you won't play because you leave video games, you quit it video games. This is actually very sad, because we tend to build a lot of relationships in our games. I myself developed a lot of relationships while gaming. I've met a lot of people while gaming. And in addition to that false brotherhood feeling that video games can provide you, you'll also have the worst side effect, the hormonal side effect. So a few years ago, we thought that dopamine was the hormone of so a few years ago, we thought dopamine was the hormone of happiness, was a hormone released when you're happy, when you're having pleasure, right? This turned out to be wrong by some studies, and dopamine is actually the hormone of desire. The hormone of desire is like making you desire absolutely anything. And when I say anything, is that when you feel thirsty and you go for a cup of water, you will release dopamine before you drink that cup of water. This hormonal health, it's like really, this hormonal health, it's like really important, really, really important. Because when you don't have any dopamine left, you'll not feel like doing anything. You'll just like lay on your bed and think, oh, okay, I'm just gonna be here like forever. You see, this is kind of a depressive state, right? It's hard to get on this state where you have such a low dopamine that you don't want to do anything, like actually anything. But you can do this, you can go until this point. And this is kind of a depressive state, right? Because you you'll not feel like doing anything, you'll not desire doing anything. And this, it's so similar to depression that it feels like it is depression. But why am I talking about this with you? Why am I saying like that dopamine is so important? Why am I explaining what does it work for? It's because video games crash up your dopamine. Every time you want to play a game, every time you start a new League of Legends match, every time you queue up to find another match in a competitive game whatsoever, you'll feel a strike of dopamine. And I'll show you what's really the problem with this. Every time you feel that strike of dopamine, your baseline of dopamine goes down. So think about it. You have like a graph of your dopamine, okay? Let's say this is a graph of your dopamine. It is up here when you're playing, it is going like this. When you're playing a game, it goes like this. And when you go out of the game, it goes like this. And see, it started here. Why is it lower? It's because every time you have a peak of dopamine, your baseline goes lower. So it's up here right now, right? So every time you play a game again, it goes down here. It goes down here. It goes down here. Then it is already here and it goes even down. It goes all the way to my dick. So having this low of a baseline of dopamine is so fucking dangerous. It's actually so fucking dangerous because you can't do anything. You won't feel like doing anything. And going out of this like rut, it's so hard. And it becomes even harder every time you try to get out of it. And it becomes even harder every time. And it becomes even harder with every time that you start playing video games again. Getting out of this is so hard that you'll probably like get out for 1 week if you try and then go back to video games anyway. And it's not only dopamine that playing video games will mess up. And it's not only dopamine that playing video games will mess up. Actually, if you still be playing, if you keep playing video games every day for hours and hours a day, you're probably going to disrupt your sleep cycle. Because people playing video games tend to go all the way to the 4 o'clock, 4 in the morning, 4 a.m. playing video games non-stop from like 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then in a certain day you play one match more and then you go to 4:30 a.m. And before you think about it, you're not even sleeping at night, you're sleeping just at the day. And this is so fucking sad, right? Because you'll change up all your hormonal health. The most important thing that you can think about it in your life, it's your hormonal health. It's not actually the most important if you think about it, if you think, oh, what's the most important thing that I should do in my life right now? Maybe it's getting a lot of money. Maybe it's like succeeding at your university. Maybe it's getting better grades for you right now. But the single most important biological thing, the thing that will affect in every single other thing, it's your hormonal health. Your hormonal health is like the highest thing on your priorities. It should be actually, biologically saying. Because if you had a bad hormonal health, you'll have bad mental health, you'll have bad sleep, you'll have bad anabolism. Even going to the gym doesn't work if you're having bad hormonal health. If you go to the gym while having bad hormones, if you go to the gym while having bad hormones, actually nothing is gonna happen. And I'm not talking only about testosterone. Okay, it's important for men mostly, but every single other hormone, it kind of affects a lot on your things, on your anabolism at the gym. It affects a lot on everything, every single thing in your life. It is the most effective thing in your life because it affects everything. If you have bad hormonal health, you'll not be able to study. You're not going to be able to go to the gym and have results. You're not getting anything in your life with bad hormonal health. And when I say anything, it's actually anything. If you're on puberty, you're probably going to have to be like 5'5", 1 meter 65 centimeters tall as a man. If you have bad hormonal health during your puberty. If you have bad hormonal health, even like the people around you will kind of have a lot more of repulsive feelings towards you because they feel like that you have a different scent, that you feel sick, and this biologically puts people away from you. And you can even say to me, oh, but just playing video games can't be that massive on your life. Yes, it can be because it's a snowball effect. Oh, but if I play only 1 hour a day, the snowball effect won't happen. You can't fucking play 1 hour a day. No one can fucking do this. Like, try playing 1 hour a day of League of Legends. There's always a guy that will be eating when you call the group, so you have to wait this motherfucker to eat. It's already 20 minutes gone. Then you like have to QE up and pick up your champion and things like that. Already 10 minutes more. And then you start a match, 30 minutes. You play only one match a day. This is like, if you have a short match, it will be 30 minutes and finish up your 1 hour a day of gaming. And it's like, it's impossible for you to just reunite all of your friends, reunite 5 friends to play League of Legends and then just play one match and go away. It's impossible. Like, it's very hard actually, socially speaking. Not even like saying that you have a bad addiction to video games. I'm just saying, socially speaking, it's very hard to play only 1 hour a day. Everything will be against you if you try to play 1 hour a day. And think about this. The people who have the most self-control are the ones who less need it. So if you're playing every single day, if you open the game every single day, imagine how hard it will be for you to not waste time playing. It will be actually impossible, right? Because you're just prone to it. You're just using up your self-control, your willpower every single time. Willpower, it's the ability to not do what you want to do, and it's a limited power. Like, if you put up your favorite chocolate in front of you all day and decide not to eat it, not to eat it. If you put up your favorite chocolate in front of you all day and decide not to eat it, it will lead to a certain use of your willpower. And when it gets used, it slowly becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. And sometime you're gonna eat this fucking chocolate. It can be tomorrow, it can be like in a week, but you're going to eat this. Because your willpower is not infinite. It's not a strength that you can be wasting. So every time you open a game and decide to play it for 1 hour a day, you're testing your willpower. And sometime it'll end. And then you'll play for 8 hours a day instead of 1 hour a day when it ends. And then it's gonna be very late in the night. And the next day you're gonna wake up like kind of very, very tired. If you're waking up early, if you wake up even later, you will not feel tired, but you'll feel like kind of miserable. And then you play video games again, and the snowball effect just started. And it can ruin your hormonal health. It can ruin your whole life. So this is it. Remember, the value of a man is just as high as his ambitions. Goodbye.